going. We're live. Hey, welcome, guys. This is another episode of the Three Marketeers Show.
33.
Yeah, this is episode 33. Now, if this is the first time you meet us, my name is Jason. I'm the host with my co-host Manfred at the bottom and Andrew on the other side. And then, we together we have been doing this for 33 episodes right now. That's how many months? I don't know.
That's
so today we
33
have
weeks.
33 weeks. So today we have Vissva from. Vissva is really specialized in lead generation for businesses. But anyway, we will actually let Andrew do the introduction in a bit. But in case you guys, this is the first time you guys watch this, right? Today we're going to talk about lead generation. So any questions that you have about lead generation and following up with lead generation and closing sales, right? Please feel free to bomb them over here at the bottom in the comment section. Now, TY already take, TY, you win number one. Congratulations. Now, okay, so so basically, we will try to go so much deeper into the processing and all that to see how we can add value to your lead generation process. But of course, before that, we want to really give a good introduction to our guest today. So Andrew, you are up. Please introduce Viss to our audience because Viss is your guest and you know him better. Please, Andrew.
Okay. So I think it was about a year plus ago, thereabout. And I joined a lot of Facebook groups, and this guy's name keep popping up, and he's commenting in the group, giving advice and all those things. So normal kepo ma, so go and follow this guy. And because one thing strikes is his comments are really, really good. His advice is really good. So so I followed him for a while, and now we all three marketers. We've got nothing else to do. We just go on Facebook, go and stalk people, stalk good marketers, and try to get them on board to the show so that we can share their knowledge with you guys. So then I connected with him, and we met up for coffee. And the thing that strikes me is, I will let him share with you his age, but this guy started really, really young. Okay, and despite his age, he has a very solid marketing knowledge, and also the more important thing, I think that feel for business, and I think that's very rare among the young people, and it's very grounded. So I like people like this. No fuss, no drama, and all those things. He's very good with his business, and that's why I told Jason, I say I want to invite this dude up, and I think he's got some good stuff to share. And with the MCO restarting again, generating leads, getting sales is going to be a lot more difficult, a lot more challenging, especially now where the money is slowly running dry for most of us, especially those relying on savings. I think it's important now for businesses to basically, not pivot. I mean, most of you will have pivoted, but I think there are little tweaks that need to be made. And I think this session with Vissva would hopefully give you some better idea. So Jason, Vissva, over to you. Welcome to the show, Vissva.
Welcome, Vissva. Thank you for joining us today. It's really good to have you here. Vissva, please share with us, how old are you, by the way? You mentioned about the age twice.
Let's keep it a secret till the end. Anybody who gets it right gets 1 hour time consult or something like that.
Oh, hey, wait. There's an offer. Okay, now start guessing. Okay, now if you guys are really kind of like listening to this, even on the replay, you can still now you need to put in, but cannot. Only the live members or live viewers can do this. You get this if you
live.
If you can guess Vissva's age right, you get 1 hour of one-to-one with him, where he would actually, what you're gonna do with that 1 hour, by the way?
I mean, if you need her advice to increase sales over your marketing or anything related to sales and marketing, happy to answer and guide you.
Solid. Yeah. So type away. How old is this dude? You just start guessing in any way now. So basically, Viss, I mean, I think on a more serious note, I think what we are really interested is how did you get started? Because to be frank, getting started, it's not as easy as it seems to a lot of people because everybody will have different reasons for not to start. But how do you start to be an entrepreneur and talking about being a business marketing consultant kind of thing? So how did it all started? How everything worked out at the very beginning?
Awesome, happy to answer that. But first of all, thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate being here. Any questions, guys, feel free to ask, no problem. How did I start off? Well, right after SPM, you have a long break. You have a very long break. So one day I saw this ad for a business opportunity. It was like a sales job, right? So I signed up for it. Pretty much it was about selling ad spaces on this website.
Why?
Not so that went for a good few months, but eventually I quit that because the business wasn't that great. Wasn't not. I didn't know it was MLM lah, so that was the problem. So they started to ask you, MLM. There's the product side and then there's the recruitment side of it. So not a big fan of the recruitment side of the way they do things. So I ended up leaving. And after I left, I joined university, but then that need of, wanting to learn business was always there. But anyways, 1 year of studies went by. But where it really struck me was after 1 year of university education, right? We're encouraged to go to take internships and stuff like that. So it is in that internship I realized that I pretty much knew nothing. Like 1 year went by, and you've been sold university so much from day one. I think right out of from day one, since you're a baby, join this university, join this university. So when I realized things weren't as good as they said it was, I decided to teach myself more. So it was around that time where this whole startup boom started, right? Magic was they built Magic, so I was going for classes there. I was learning a lot. I was attending all these events on meetup.com and all that stuff. And then slowly I got the idea to start a business. So that my very first business was actually a drop shipping business, right? So I was selling solar lights. So everything about that business was pretty much marketing and sales purely dependent on Facebook ads. So I had to depend. In fact, none of my close friends or my family members knew that I was running that business. Okay, because for me, if I wanted to get sales, I would just open up Ads Manager, throw up an ad, and the leads would come in, and then I would close them. So that's how sales was. I didn't post anything on my social media or groups or anything like that. No organic, just purely paid right off the start. And slowly, what happened was you reach a ceiling, because as an individual, you can't do much. So then what I ended up doing was the product had really good margins. So I ended up having my own team of dropshippers. So again, I ran ads to get my own dropshippers, and then I would train them on how to sell and etc. That went for another good 2 months, and then eventually Shopee and Lazada were entering the market at that time. So we had massive price war issues. Like my solar lights were going at that time. The offer we were selling was like for 90 ringgit. You would get a light and all that kind of stuff. But in Shopee and Lazada, it was selling the same light was selling for like 20 ringgit. So eventually, the person that sold me the solar light disappeared, and we just couldn't sell because everybody was like, "Hey, we can get it for 20 ringgit. Why do we buy it from you?" And just like that, 1 week, the business just died. Just 1 week, just like that, gone.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. So back to zero, didn't know what to do. So here I was. So here's the thing: when you do all of this,
master the Facebook advertising one. So it's the process actually that counts.
Yeah. So what happens is, like what Manfred said, you gain that experience, and then you see your friends, your family members doing mistakes that you can advise, so you start advising. And that's when someone said, "Hey, you seem to know this kind of stuff. Why don't you do the marketing for me and I'll pay you?" And I was like, "That's a bit weird." I thought, it's like a basic, every business owner should know this. It's marketing and sales. I didn't know such thing as a marketing agency or advertising agency existed, right? So I did it. In fact, the first few jobs I did it for free because I wanted to make sure that it's really something I can do. But I enjoyed the process a lot. I enjoyed it because advising them, creating the marketing plan, launching the campaign, advising them on the lead gen part, how to close the deals. I enjoyed it to the max, and I think I decided, I was like, okay, let's do this properly and well. And yeah, I was still in university. right after classes, I would sit in the cafeteria area, work up to night and stuff like that. And here we are, a few years later. I have a team. I have clients all over the world actually, and every English speaking market we've done work, and in Malaysia as well. That's about it. And yeah, here today I am in the show with you guys.
Most of your
Congratulations.
customers are from overseas, rather than only recently you started to go back to work with Malaysian clients, right?
Yeah, I've always had Malaysian clients, but the overseas was something. Yeah, was always there like, from day one.
Cool.
And that was because when I was in university, I studied in Seminye, in Nottingham University, right? So that's like 40 minutes away from KL, and I didn't have a car back then. So I was forced because if you deal with Malaysian clients, they want to see. I mean, it's normal for clients. They would want to see, okay, can you come by the office, once a week or twice a week, or they want to have face-to-face meetings. I didn't have that privilege, so I was forced to like kind of market to overseas because yeah, they got no choice. You just have to Zoom with me. Takkan, I'm not going to take a flight and come see you, right?
Of course.
Wow.
So it was like yeah, that's it lah.
So I picked up a very interesting key point here where you said you started with the overseas clients, which is kind of like a dream job for a lot of people. Because to be frank, I'm not saying that overseas clients are better. No, Malaysian clients are equally bad, even better. But the things here is that, you started with that really an open end where the world is your oyster now, instead of trying to work on the local market and all that. So how did it started? Can you share a bit of a tricks that you did on how did you get yourself noticed by these people? Come on, man, you're living in Seminye, like a middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And how the heck do you get yourself noticed? Please, please share with us.
Right. So in that phase of, like I said, from SPM to university, magic and all that stuff, I was learning both locally and online, right? So I was in all these groups, talking to people. I joined overseas classes. I would pay, they would have these master classes and all that kind of stuff. And you get friends, you get to know other business owners, and they spotted me, I guess. I was again advising them. They were like, we were having like Zoom calls like this and talking to each other, and I was like advising, hey, you can do it this way, you can do it this way. And then they were like, why don't you do it for me? And I was like, okay, let's give it a try. And at first I thought, overseas, I know advertising to Malaysia is fine, but that's when, this is this small experience. They back up that marketing foundation you have, it doesn't matter as long as the message is right, you understand the audience that you're advertising and you're speaking to, you're gonna win, you will win. So we did it. I took up the offer, I did it for free. And I told them, I do it for free. If it works, you pay me. Because I was so new. I was really new, right? I did it. It worked, and they paid, and I made it a thing. Yeah, that's it. Wow. And slowly, they would refer you, and then, more people will approach you. It's just a snowball effect.
Yeah. I can resonate that, because in fact, when I first started consulting, I actually started business during uni time and it failed basically. And then after that, I started working for a year, and with just bloody 1 year experience, I started consulting, and my first client was a Singaporean. Okay. So it's kind of like a similar thing. And then my second client was actually from Australia. So kind of like, I kind of like the idea of like really go up, because I think a lot of people, when they're trying to start business, they always have this geographical boundary that actually corner themselves.
Yeah.
And I think what probably this process over here is really something rare that, I call this, heck man, you just go out and do it, whatever it is, right? Yeah. So eventually you had nothing back then. If you lose, you had nothing to lose. But if it wins, you had all the win. Yeah. So basically, But guys, if you guys are watching this, right, just want a quick thinker over here now. We are running a live contest. Now this is on a sign note. Anyone who can guess how old is this? Okay, anyone who can guess how old is this dude, which is our guest today, Vissva, you get a one session or one-to-one coaching with him, which is how much do you charge usually for this one-to-one session?
Expensive lah.
Expensive, just expensive side. So you can get to ask you get to ask questions about your business, how to do marketing better, how to do lead generation better, or even further, anything that you want within an hour. So yes, how old is he? we already had first guy answering.
Who's
we
that?
have Chiwai saying that it's 28. And
We
then
will reveal the
we
winner.
will
at the
reveal
end
the
of
answer.
show.
Now this is
Yeah, we'll
only
reveal the
for,
winner. And
End of the
yeah.
show.
And
Let's do it
at
end
the
of the
end.
show.
Sure. Yeah.
so this is only for the so-called the live viewers. Like if you're watching the replay, don't bother to key in. Yeah, so that's why you if you want to do this kind of guess, I mean this is the first time we do this, right? So you can
Yeah, I like this. I like this idea.
remember to join our live live
Right,
next
yeah.
week. Yeah. So we have the other answer here from Gamer Scroll 21. We will let
Have
you
you tell
know.
the
Gamer
answer?
Scroll.
Tell
Live
the
has
answer.
its privileges.
Okay, you guys can do as many entries as you want, but then don't lah. One entry.
No lah, one
One
entry.
entry.
One entry. Okay, one entry per person. Okay, so yeah, so you guess. Now, I want to bring to the next question over here. You see, like for businesses, you see, like since you have advised so many businesses and you work with businesses from all around the world, like you mentioned just now, almost all the English-speaking countries you have worked on that before. So, for generally, what do you think? How can a business get noticed? Because we're talking about now, the world is really kind of like crazy. And now with the whole world is being locked down right now and everybody flock to online, it's kind of like everybody seems to try to do online, but how do we get things right? How do we navigate? How do you get noticed? How do you have your clients get noticed? What do you think?
All right, fair enough. Well, at the base level, okay, at the basic level, first of all, you must put yourself out there first, okay? Most businesses, they don't do that. So, like, I love this quote from Tony Fernandez. If you have the greatest product in the world, it's in your pocket, nobody will know. You got to pull it out and show first. So that's one. If you make yourself see it, that's another bonus. Now, if you want to stand out in a busy and noisy world of social media, now, first of all, it's pretty much about getting attention. If you want to get noticed, if you want to get your audience's attention, you have to talk about their problems. You have to talk, how can you help them out? You reduce things like, saying how many years of experience you have or, how old the company is. People just really don't care, to be honest. What they really care is, how can this person help me out? Because at the end of the day, that's what a business is. You give value and you get paid for it, right? And you have to understand what is value to your market, to your audience. So really talk about how can you help them out, talk about their problems, how do you solve them, what's your process, how does it work. If you just do that alone, you get noticed already. And then, you add on little things like, should we use video? You can split test and see, is speaking through video helpful or using pictures, all that kind of stuff. But at the base level, put yourself out there. Know where your customers are, right? Is it on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, or LinkedIn? And talk about, produce content and talk about how can we solve these problems and all that kind of stuff. Educate them, give value, right? And that's how, and be consistent. That's another thing. So if you do all these three things, one, put yourself out there. Two, talk about the problems they have and how you can solve them, and be consistent, you will definitely stand out for sure. Right, because most people, they don't do even the first two things, so you're not going to stand out because they're not going to even look at you in the first place, right? If you're going to be talking about very trivial things, people are just not going to just look at you. So this is what I've done for all of my clients. We do all these three things and they see results. So as long as you talk, the most important is talking about how do we help you out, right? Like I said, a business is all about providing value and getting paid for it. So you got to get the value part right. What is it that my audience values? Solving the problems, helping them out, getting them results, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That's a very solid advice that you can give to all the businesses out there. In fact, I would definitely agree that getting out there, because I was just talking to one of my co-trainer coming up soon in the near future, is that we were talking about, in fact, sometimes, right? No, I was just talking about the framework building, which is, you have this thing that and you want to be an expert in this thing, and like you need to first. It's very much similar, you want to talk about framework, you want to talk about what are you good at, you need to find the problem, you need to find those people who are having this issue that your thing can solve them, and then being active there. And I want to pick up from Viss just now is, Viss is like Andrew also mentioned that Viss is very active in groups. Sometimes this is really the easiest thing to do. Just be active and go out there and start giving value. Now, giving value, not necessarily, you see a lot of people ask me, how do you get yourself with so much content on YouTube? But if you don't do YouTube, right, it's not the end of the world, right? I mean, not everybody wants to do YouTube, to be frank. Everybody can, but it's just that to a lot of people, this is really kind of like a dragging their feet. And, if you don't want to do that, fine. Now, it can be like this. Just go everywhere and answer questions, right? I think that's the easiest.
If I may add on, you do what you're comfortable. If you like shooting videos, shoot videos. You like writing text, write text. Something is better than nothing, and so do something. If you can't shoot videos, it's perfectly fine. Start off.
There are so many ways, right? Like social media is so crazy now. There are so many ways. Like the other day, or last week, we were talking to May. May built her presence on Pinterest.
Yes.
So Pinterest is one thing. And then I'm working with Xander now on his course. He actually started his Instagram account just less than about 2 weeks ago. Now he actually closing into 200 followers already, organically, coming from real people who really appreciate what he does. So you see, I put it this way. I was just telling Xander, I was telling him that, I think in 3 months' time, he's going to hit 1,000 followers on Instagram. Now, by the time he hit 1,000 followers, he has a framework. So he can bloody teach that framework already.
Nice.
Actually, a very simple thing, right? There's so many social networks. Don't get intimidated like YouTube and all that. But one thing, I agree with, May was mentioning last week, and a few other people, a few of our guests was talking about that as well. You need to pick your social network. You need to pick your online presence. Like I was talking to Xander, we call this what do we call your social media name card? So like I was giving an example. If I were to go and if somebody is looking to learn Facebook ads, okay, if people ask me how good are you compared to other people, I don't need to do anything. I just send them to my YouTube link, my YouTube channel.
Nice.
So you go and dive there, then basically I don't need to even do competition because basically I've already built a presence over there. For Xander, it's the same. Xander will start telling people to come to my Instagram account and Instagram account. So you don't need to be everywhere, right? Yeah. And like this is really strong on Facebook. Yeah, you don't need to be everywhere. You only need to pick a place.
True.
Yeah.
Just,
so that's
just pick one start. That's it.
Yeah. Manfred.
Manfred.
Sorry to interrupt. So, in a business point of view, there are many ways to get attention, not only in social media, maybe paid ads, organic, sponsor articles in those website or those content producer or influencer marketing. So, where do you start for business? Is it default always pay ads, especially Facebook, without thinking much?
It really depends on the goals, right? I think if we start off anything, we should ask ourselves what is the goal really, first of all. So
most lead and sales are the typical answer.
Yeah. So everybody's like, I want to boost my sales up ASAP. So one of the fastest way is run a campaign, right? Paid campaign, organic campaign, structure a good offer, and push it out there, right? It really depends on your goal. If you want to build up good PR, then you can go to all these newspaper, online platforms and post yourself out there, right? If you want to build brand, you want to build a brand or you want to get leads immediately, it really depends on your goal. So, to me, sales is everything, right? So, and if you want to get sales, you need leads. So if you need leads, one of the best ways I know is run ads, get leads.
Facebook ads,
Facebook ads, Yeah, because what you're trying to do is go, put yourself out to an audience and tell them what you can do. So if you have a big audience, let's say your social media following is huge, then you can, offer something there. But if you don't have that, right, because it takes time to build, then your next best is, and the cheapest, the most affordable, and fastest is paid ads, right? You can just create an ad. It won't take you a long time, maximum 1 hour. You launch it and you pay, and your message, your company, everything is put in front of the people that you want to put in front of, right? And as you know, the basic Facebook, Google Ads, you can target down really good, right? If it's like a news portal, you can't do much, right? So
just to add on a little bit, because in the past when I was really bootstrapping and starting crazy without any money at that time, right? So I didn't have the money to really run ads, and I was talking to some of my friends also, to a certain extent, you don't have the money. So I would say there are many other ways as well. Like one of the method that I use that gets very good success back then when I was selling that was really to tap on partners, meaning that you work with people, you do sharing. I mean, put it this way, you have this product, if it's not being sold, it's zero. But if it's being sold, you get half of it, the other guys get half of it. It's like everybody wins.
JV,
So I mean, that's definitely a JV. But the problem here is to a lot of people is when they are going out to do partnership, right? First thing first, they kind of like fail at structuring an offer, which I picked up from Viz as well. You know, an offer. What is your product? You know, how good is the product really solving the problem of the group that you're solving? I mean, that you're trying to target. So, like, one of the success that I did was I worked with the marketing agent. I mean, not marketing agency, the government agency, when I was starting my training business in 2016. So I worked with them. I don't want to name them, but you know, it was really nice that, you know, this lady helped me out. So I mean, I was saying that I want to start this, so she helped me up and do a quick shout out. That's how we started, zero cost, and immediately with the first one, I mean, we got 5 figures. That's not too bad, you know. Then eventually, that's how the whole thing rolled, and then consistently we keep seeing good recommendations and good inflow of so-called referrals coming from them. So that's the thing. You don't need to run ads. In fact, if you, and the other business that I started, you know, somewhere about 2014 was I was starting a mobile apps that helps people, that allows people to print photos directly from your phone. It's one of a venture that we didn't raise money, but it worked really well. We have a very loyal following, but because the margin was bad, then we scrap it. You know how we started? We actually do a lot of partnership. I do a lot of partnership. I work with those people who actually have a following that is really into photography.
Okay.
So what I did was we did a featuring. We say that, oh, let us cover you, you know, to talk about this. And when we cover them, right, they shout about us. So it's kind of like a win-win thing. So it really depends on how you want to navigate. In fact, ads is definitely the fastest. But I'm just saying that if you can't afford ads at the moment and you want to get your first few clients to come in first, right? I mean, there are so many other people that you can ask for help. But to a problem, a lot of people, first, they don't know how to structure an offer. Second thing is they are too shy to ask for help.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, it's another thing. Yeah.
Correct. So yeah, I think that, and then now Viz shared with us a very useful method that you can start going around offering value, especially now with the age of social media, right? There's so many ways to build a presence. So I think it's pretty.
I mean, if you have a computer, a Facebook profile, and internet, you can pretty much, and you know what? Just go out, give value, be everywhere. You definitely will see results, right?
Yeah.
I think the internet really just opened it up for everybody, lah. Really easy. Our grandparents, our parents never had this, right?
Correct.
For
so
them,
that's our era.
Yeah, our era. I mean, I have friends all over the world, pretty much, right? So you can join groups, classes, you know, all these platforms, Facebook groups, and all that stuff, and start communicating with people. You might think they might not help you out, but they will help you out. I've been in situations where I just couldn't solve something, you know, just a question, and boom, you know, you have like 4 or 5 people reaching out to you saying that, you know, can do like this and do like that.
All strangers.
In fact, and in fact, Facebook, if you notice, they're pushing out groups a lot right now. So, you know.
Yeah, groups especially.
You know, be online. Yeah. So, honestly speaking, it's not a hard thing. Where people, I think, really struggle with is, you know, being consistent, and they overthink a lot. You know, just start, test, and, you know. Yeah.
Correct. Overthinking is one of the things that stops a lot of people. Okay, now.
So, just start.
We have an answer. Yeah, agree. Just start. You know, David said you're 25. Anyway, thanks for participating, Dave. We have 1, 2, 3. Now you have 1 out of 3. I mean, maybe you didn't get it right, but anyway, now before we jump further, right? Just a quick one also from David. David runs an e-commerce business in Philippines. Okay, and he say ad account got disabled again. David, what happened? Then he's asking whether you offer service to do ads marketing. Do you?
Yeah, we can talk about it later. But
okay. Get connected. Now, by the way, I'm going to post this Facebook profile, Facebook page link right over here.
Just give Jason a bit of time.
Yeah, I'm typing this thing in. Okay, I've already posted it on
Facebook and
YouTube. So please feel free to click the link and connect with Viz over there. You guys do whatever you want to do right over there. So it's all the best. Okay, but thanks for jumping in, David. Now, I want to move to the next question where we had a very nice discussion about getting started. Now, getting started is just one thing, right? To a lot of people, in fact, okay, we all understand that it could be difficult for a lot of people, but that's one easy barrier to break. But then we want to come to the next one, which is, okay, now you have found a way, you managed to get yourself out there, and then you get these leads coming in. So when it comes to lead nurturing or lead processing or lead follow-up and all this, there are many companies that they just kind of like really do a poor job in terms of following up. And in terms of, they can't do a good closure from the lead that they generated. So do you have any advice to suggest on this topic?
Definitely. This is one part where I always my clients they get it kena nicely. You see, it's because of how people usually start the business, right? So for example, like what Jason said just now, you went up for a partnership. It's warm. The relationship is warm. So when you generate leads from online, I'm not saying they are super hot, right? But they're murky, a bit cold,
Most
a
likely
bit hot.
cold.
Yeah,
Most
you
likely
can't say
cold.
too cold because they do have a problem. That's why they have approached you, right? So what you have to do is stop assuming that this guy is like your best friend and stuff, and really start away diagnosing what is it that they need help with, right? So most people, they treat leads, online leads and all this kind of stuff as the lead knows them for a very long time. Asking for that. Usually, see, here's the thing: people start a business. The first thing they do is they go sell to their family members, their friends, their relatives, or their close group. These people, they know you, they trust you, right? So the way you talk to them is like you talk to your friend. It's easy. Anybody can do that. But when you start to put yourself out there in a market that has never heard about you, all right, you just tell them just how I help you, and they show interest. This is where you have to be serious, right? You have to get in touch with them fast. You have to qualify them quick and diagnose what is their problem, right? So getting in touch with your lead fast is the most important, right? If you one day late or so, no point really. Second is you want to qualify them. Is this someone that has a genuine problem that I can help with, and how fast do they need help with, right? That's two. And number three, diagnose quickly their problems. What is it that you have? You got to show like you care. Just like how a doctor diagnoses you. When you come in, everything's taken care of you. Doctor says, sit down, they ask you the question, they put the stethoscope in your chest, check everything, and then he tells you the diagnosis. So you got to do the same thing, right? So, it's a habit because everybody, like I said, they start a business, they go with really warm and hot connections, people that know them. But when you run an ad, that's the mistake they do. They talk to them as if it's like their friend and stuff. So it's not going to help, right? So you got to be fast, and you got to have a very clear-cut process, right? So I think what helps is stop assuming, stop talking to the leads that you generate online. See, brand lead, okay, when you say online leads, there's one that you run ad and it comes inbound, and then there's second where it's like leads because of brand. Like for example, Jason and Andrew and Manfred, you guys have your social media, you have a brand, right? People know you, and then when the people approach you, okay, that's pretty good, that's pretty hot. You can talk to them normal and stuff. But if let's say you run an ad, right, cold market, you run an ad and the lead comes in, yes, they have a problem, but the way you talk to them has to be proper. It has to be structured. It has to be quick. Yeah. So it's not about, they do follow up, but the way they follow up is wrong.
So it's all about the wrong way of doing follow-up. They didn't actually put the right mindset in talking to the right group of people. I kind of agree because I made a mistake earlier last year when I was running a campaign together. I mean, Andrew was with me during the journey as well. We were actually starting to because I was pivoting my business online. Where we got. My business got hit by the COVID, of course, because I was doing physical training and all that. We were moving most of the thing into training part. I was slowing down the agency, which now we completely stopped already, which is cool. Now, but we were doing physical training where we want to turn things online. Now we didn't know how. And when I was then I decided to go online. I got Andrew to assist me and all that because I didn't know how. So when we were building that, right, I started running ads, and we were running ads. We were actually throwing a lot of money to the so-called the co-audiences, and when we come in, we use the wrong approach in terms of a lot of things were wrong. The nurturing process was not right, And then of course the structure of the offer structure was really not solid as well. And it just fall apart. And then eventually we learned that, in fact, like Andrew also taught me that you need to find way to nurture these people in a way, and you need to do it fast. I think that's the very good thing. A lot of people, right? I mean, I know that a lot of people, when they do lead gen, they actually contact their leads once a week kind of thing. I was like,
Oh,
really?
oh, that's bad, right? That's
Really?
bad.
Oh,
That's
and then
bad,
what
yeah.
they do is like they do email generating and all this kind. I mean, they gather emails and all that, right? And then they only send email once a week or once a month kind of thing. And I was like, what? That's how you do your thing. That's definitely not gonna work, right? And Andrew can give this guy an advice or something like that when it comes to this. You see, I would definitely agree. It's about how you structure the framework, and I think this also resonates with what Chunyan was discussing when he was on our episode the other day. He's talking about how he actually quickly warm these audiences up, and then do the closure in a fast way. So when you're able to do this combination right, the problem, the offer, and the urgency, I think that's how businesses can start getting better in terms of doing the follow-up, because to a lot of people, they just find this daunting and intimidating in terms of the word follow-up kind of like scares them away. Calling, emailing. I don't know what to do with them. So if you guys need help, talk to Wiz.
I used to set a rule for my sales team that when we were selling B2B, whenever a lead comes in, an inquiry or a phone call or an email, they have to respond back to them maximum 24 hours. Now the reason why I preferably, if you ask me, I want it to be done within 12 hours. But within 24 hours at the very, because they say if I receive it at 8 something after office hours and all, okay, I didn't want to be an idiot boss. So I told them 24 hours within a day itself. And the position is, see, we as a salesperson, I think Jason can testify when we were going through that process, we kind of like defaulted into the order taking mode. We thought that a lead comes in, the fellow is going to give us money. Just like that, and we just got to collect orders. And the same thing with the sales guys. I told them, I said, you have to position yourself not as a salesperson, but as a consultant. That means you go in to try to understand basically what problem they're facing. Try to understand, like Viz was saying, diagnose the problem first before even you open your mouth about a solution or making an offer. And because that way, you automatically differentiate yourself as a salesperson and say, oh, boss, you got an issue. Okay, I got this firewall, I got this, you want to buy it. But without even understanding exactly where's the source of the problem, or what's the motivation for them to even contacting you. That's wrong, and 9 out of 10 times you will not get it. You won't get it, but you get into a price war because the guy said, hey, the guy is offering me this for this price and this guy offering for this price. Which one is cheaper, ma? But if you come in as a consultant, you're one step ahead because the guy is going to ask you for solutions. He's going to ask you more questions because he wants to know answers. And from there, the question itself, that's where now you're in a position to make a better offer than every one of them, and even at a premium, because he trusted you, or he or she trusted you because you actually helped them with the problem without even selling.
That's very well laid out, actually. So I think it's pretty much like a mindset and a thing that they don't know lah. So follow up, you lead comes in, you depending on the source, right? If it's like a lead because of a brand or a referral, those are different temperatures, right? Like they say, no like trust, right? So the like and the trust part is where you really have to build when you are following up with the lead. So the faster you get that done, the better. So if you crack the area where you know how to follow up, you know how to engage and follow up the lead properly, it's just a gold mine, to be honest with you.
I totally agree.
Yeah, it's just a gold mine. And that's the part most people don't know how to do. And they think it's just, okay, I press a few buttons and I run, I get leads, that's it, I'm done. But then they say, oh, this lead ghosts me and all that stuff. So you got to talk to them properly, engage them well, diagnose their problem, show that you care. Like you said, take the consultative approach because they don't know you. Our ad, our marketing message definitely piqued an interest, right? They know you, They know you, but it doesn't mean they like and trust you. So that's
Yeah.
your
So
part.
they see you. They didn't know you. They
Yeah,
just saw you.
they see you. Okay,
Yeah.
you made yourself seen.
Yeah.
Congratulations. But the like and trust part is not that. So that's
Correct.
what you built in the follow up and nurturing part.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree because recently we also, I mean, I've been trying to experiment because email thing is the Andrew's thing. But on my end, I've been trying to crack the code and all that. But then I realized because I have a lead magnet running out there, I'm not sure whether you have seen it, but maybe you do. But usually you don't, right? I don't think you do. Anyway, so I've been tweaking the process and I realized that I've been monitoring the open rate as well. So the moment a lead comes in, when they sign up for the lead magnet, for example, okay, your first email, I would say the first 5 to 7 emails are very, very important. And this has to happen within 5 days. And usually the first 2 to 3 emails, right, we will have almost like about 60 to 70% open rate.
Oh, that's nice. That's good.
Yeah. And then I think in a way, right, for these first few emails, 2 to 3 emails, you need to introduce them to a place where you can show your credibility. So that's why I moved my YouTube email earlier. You know, I have a email that introduced people to my YouTube. So I moved my YouTube email. Usually, my YouTube email was the 4th or 5th email. So I moved it to the 2nd email.
Okay.
Oh, then it works.
Okay.
And then I moved my group email to my 3rd email. This you are in my group, right? So
Yeah.
we have several presences. So when I actually move all these emails that introduce them into my universe at the very beginning, I actually warm them up pretty fast.
Oh yes. The
So
3
that's-
emails would be enough already now.
And then after that, right, within the 5 to 6 emails that I send them, same thing. I don't talk about sales, but eventually they'll be finding out themselves and all this kind of thing. So the benefit of being, let's say, if you're talking about if somebody wants to start from scratch, right? Let's say if you have an Instagram account, I think 2nd email, ask them to follow your Instagram account. I think that works.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe the 3rd email, just ask them to go join your Facebook group and whatnot, right? I think it's a very easy to apply kind of thing. Just switch it a little bit and it will work.
Yeah.
But I would totally agree, right? Viz mentioned a few things. First, the urgency. How soon? Like Andrew resonated that as well. You got to do this really fast. And then you have to come in not to start selling. You have to come in by answering, looking at their problem and try to offer a solution. So when you do that, right, you build the trust rapidly. This is the thing. How do you build this thing fast? So that when you come in with an offer, it's just going to you're at least like 90% done. It's a lot easier for you to do the pitching. Awesome. Thanks for the crazy
just like
value.
doctor, just like how doctor does it.
Yeah, the doctor thing. That's.
I don't recommend you getting sick on purpose, but yeah. But next time someone's doing it, the doctor, just follow and see how they do it. Same thing. That's it.
Yeah. Cool.
Take a recorder and start recording what he says.
Yeah, man. So I wanna quickly move to the next question that you have. But guys, before we bring this to this question, I just want to quickly just do a quick shout out. The quiz, the so-called contest is still ongoing. It's been on the ticker for a while right now. So we want you to guess how old is this dude over here, Viz, our guest today. And the person who gets it right, you get 1 hour of one-to-one session with this guy. Now you already know how good is he. How solid is his knowledge about how can he advise you in terms of improvising your business process, your lead generation process, or even your follow-up process, right? So basically, you want to start putting this in. Okay, now cool. Now Stephanie said 24. Really? Anyway, thanks for jumping in, Stephanie.
End of the show. End of the show.
Yeah.
Wait until the end of the show.
One-to-one consult is defined as expensive.
He said expensive. He didn't put how much lah. So if you guys want to get him to consult, then okay, I already shared the link to his Facebook page. So go talk to him. But thanks for jumping in. Now, I just want to quickly, move us to the next question over here. So what would be the process if a company wants to work with you, like David is interested, and seek your advice on how to generate leads and close sales effectively? So how will be the process? Like, how do you help your client in a way? So please open up. Please share with us the process a little bit if you don't mind.
Fair enough. Well, process. Okay, so first of all, get to know. First of all, I want to see whether if I can help them out or not, right? So find out, what type of business are they? What do they do? Who are their target audience and all that kind of stuff, right? If let's say, if it's like super B2B, super niche B2B, then that's something that, you got to go old school, cold calling and stuff. Well, let's say it's a service-based business, for example, like a chiropractor in PJ and stuff like that. So next up is find out what are their goals, right? What's your revenue goals? How much are you doing right now a month, and where do you want to go, right? It's always helpful when you set a goal, so we know where we're going. I think most people burn out in their life because they don't know where they're going. So if you set goals and you set a plan, it's easy. So I'll ask them, what are your goals? And then I'll ask them, what are their problems, right? What are you facing? What have you tried? What's not working for you and all that stuff. And once we get a clearer picture, then the plan, automatically comes up, based on the experience. I'll tell them, okay, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. I'll check. Actually, one of the things I also ask for is, do you have actually somebody to call and, do sales for those leads, nurture those leads? Because most of the time, they say, okay, we'll do whatever we want, but they're missing that one key person, that salesperson. They're not there always. So if, the people that I work with, they don't have someone to handle the leads and stuff, I'm going to tell them you're going to just waste money, because that's another important thing. You need somebody that's specifically tasked to handle the leads, right? So once you've got the plan, we've checked everything is clear, we will launch the campaigns, and pretty much just monitor everything from there. As leads come in, we'll advise the clients, how's your follow-up going, check on their follow-ups, teach them if necessary and stuff like that. That's about it in a very short and simple manner. Yeah.
Well, I like the salesperson part. I actually kind of learned this the hard way, because all the time when I was starting out, many years back, 10, 11 years back, one thing that I hate the most is really to do the, lead follow-up before they become a meeting. Wow, that kills me, man. Then I realized, yes.
Yeah, actually, if you do the marketing properly and you use proper scripts, proper, follow-ups, it's pretty easy. You can get it. But
Yes.
But learning it, the thing is, it's hard if you don't have like a proper way of doing it. Of course, when you start off, it's tough. But after that, a while, even you would find it easy to do it, Jason. Everybody would find it easy.
There was a point where we have this issue about, about what? I mean, the self. I don't see the pride, the thing that I don't want to get to do this. I thought that I'm the person who's supposed to offer you the solution. I mean, it's a blind spot. I was too young. I was too naive on that part. But I had this mind block. I said, like, I can't, man. If I'm good, then these people will eventually come to me bullshit back then. Yeah, but that's kind of the thing that I went through. But I will agree. When you have a person, and it's not hard to train the person. In fact, you only need the framework. You only need the so-called the script. I want Viz was saying. Then the whole thing is good.
I'm the total reverse. I started off doing the closing.
Okay.
Now, later in age, now I'm moving backwards. Say, how the hell to do marketing? I'm the guy who says people get the lead sent to me. I say, okay, Andrew, go and close, and I'll just go down and then knock on doors and just close them. Now I've got to step backwards and how to do that in the marketing side.
If I may add, if you want to be a good salesperson, you have to be good at marketing as well. That's a given, right? Because how can you close the deal if you don't know what are their problems, what's their pain points and all that kind of stuff. I honestly believe everything is marketing. So you have to learn marketing, right? You have to know it well, and then you can be a good salesperson. But just to add on, like what Jason said just now, the closing part, it's like you have that inner feeling like, hey, I am the one that's going to help you. But again, it's the trust part. If they know you for a long time, then it's a walk in the park actually. But if they don't, that's when you have to be really sales on, right? Fine, you've pulled them in, you've attracted their attention, you've caught their attention, they're talking to you right now. Now you got to do the sales part, right? Find out if they have a genuine problem that you can help out with. Find out how soon they need it, how big the problem is, and then go on from there and see if you guys are a suit, if you guys are a match or not. Are they a qualified lead or an unqualified lead, right? So you can set the terms. Right? For me, a qualified lead is someone that can afford me, wants to work, or you can say respects me, appreciates me, all that kind of stuff. It's really up to you, to be honest. You don't have to follow whatever they say online. So, getting leads is one part, but checking if they're qualified or unqualified is another thing. So that's why I always say you have to have this lead gen thing should never die. It's something that constantly goes on. Yeah.
Yeah, true. We have a quick question from Gamer Scroll over here. Let's take a look at this now.
Can
What do you think?
chatbot help to manage it? Definitely yes. But you need to, you can't, or it's best to use the chatbot to filter out in the initial stages. Like for example, to find out what kind of problems they have, how fast, asking key questions that would help you to filter out in a very fast manner. Whether if this is someone that I can work with. But yes, definitely chatbot is something good. Another thing you can use is to nurture it, right? Sorry. Before, many chat got really strict with sending messages and coming up with all the OTN rules. We used to nurture the leads by sending them ebooks and all that kind of stuff, right? That was really helpful. So if you use chatbot, like I said, you need to have a flow. You have to test the flow out. What I use chatbots for mainly is to qualify the lead immediately to find out. For example, you can actually build a simple one inside Facebook ads. Inside the Messenger, they have the automated ones, right? You can use it.
Yes.
You can ask simple questions like, for example, are you looking for it this week or next week, or what's your budget? All these kind of questions that would help you filter out the lead immediately. You can use a chatbot.
That's awesome. And of course, another way to do this is definitely email. And if you need help, talk to Andrew. We say, in my opinion, I don't know. I've been using chatbot for a lot of my clients and all that, but I find there are too many rules. Because when it comes to chatbot, you are actually bound by that's Facebook's rule.
No, it's what 24 plus 1 is still
24 plus 1, and it's kind of like 24 plus 1, and there are a lot of restrictions, and you need to get a lot more technical, if you ask me.
Correct.
Building of course, like Viz was saying, like today in the morning, I was just advising one of my coaches about, he was actually trying to go over to ManyChat to build a flow that solves his problem. And I was looking at the whole flow that he built. I said that, do you know that actually you can use the Messenger thing to do that easily without going through, because he actually upgraded to Pro. But that's why sometimes people find it difficult to navigate, which one is the right one, which one is the wrong one. But I would say, yet again, right, we talk about getting leads on the Messenger level. It is still not your email in a way. It's still on Facebook. It's not your asset. So I would always say, at this point of time in this part of my entrepreneurial journey, I would say that the bloody email is actually damn important.
Another thing, I cannot verify this. Another thing, when we were starting up with my former company, and we wanted to do chatbots, and I had a telemarketer at one point, and we know over a period of time when I folded him into the digital team, I didn't know where to put him, and when the opportunity came to experiment with chatbot, then I realized that telemarketers have an innate skill of asking questions and following scripts, because all telemarketers will have scripts and also they have this experience. And when I gave him the assignment to create a chatbot and the flow, primarily the scripts, it was easy for him. So, and I cannot verify this, but if you guys want to do a chatbot, go and get somebody who has experience in telemarketing. They are the best person because they automatically know the flow, the answer the questions, and also how to basically script your chatbot. And that's the best way to repurpose their skills.
If I may add it, because when you do cold calling, I actually used to do cold call, and actually do cold call sometimes because it really builds up character, and it's a good habit. Yeah. So like I said, qualifying the leads, right? Immediately asking the right questions to find out immediately whether this is someone that can work with you and you can help them out. So that's something you pick up from telemarketing. So you can go watch videos on telemarketing on YouTube and see how they do it. And you learn a lot.
Yeah.
But I just want to add on a bit to, can chatbot help to manage lead? Introduce the chatbot later down the campaign, because initially when you run, try to manage it without a chatbot, because what you will learn is the frequent questions that they ask and what type of leads that are coming. Once you've learned, then you bring a chatbot, because what really the chatbot is doing is just working a process, automating things for you that already that's going to happen, right? So if you go start off with a chatbot right away, I'm afraid you might not know what are the right questions, or how to go about it. But if you have experience, you've run the campaign first, because most of the times leads, they're almost the same. The questions are almost similar, right? So then you can use the chatbot to filter it out and all that kind of stuff.
Treat your chatbot as
totally
an
agree.
automation tool.
I totally agree, because I built quite a number of chatbots for companies, and I went through quite a number of proposals to build chatbot for them. And a lot of time, right, when these people come in, they will say they want to build a chatbot. They say that, okay, I want to build a chatbot, but do you know what kind of questions that you're trying to solve? What kind of problems? They have no data, So, immediately they want to spend. We had several clients that spend money, build out a chatbot, and at the end of the day, it doesn't solve the bloody problem. When they start running ads, you get different questions that is totally different from the things that we said. I was like, then okay, so it's really a waste of money. And then we tell them that, it's not solving the problem. You probably need to relook into this. Yeah, then it haywire again. Yes, Manfred.
Yeah, just want to add something about the selling part. I can't remember which salesman actually told me this. The job of the salesman is not to sell, but to make the prospect discover that they need this thing.
Wow.
Let them discover, then they will buy from you.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Then they'll buy from you. So chatbot, I don't think they can do that. So you need to talk to them, so let them discover, I really need to buy this thing because I have this need. Then they will buy from you. You help me discover. That's where the human contact. I think advertising is not going to be so easy because advertising is one-way traffic to talk to people.
Yeah.
So it really, the aha moment was, my salespeople so gila one. How they never tell me?
I think ultimately, I would say up to now, based on what my observation, chatbot can do up to the preliminary kind of qualifying.
Certain, you are selling up class real estate, then you have certain spending, then you can filter them off. That's chatbot can be useful.
So you still need human. So that's why in one way, if you want to have a job that could never die when the robots come in, I think it's sales.
And some creative also. Creative work, I think robots still cannot take over.
Cannot.
Targeting, yes. Targeting, taking over really.
Yeah, so sales and marketing.
Stuff,
I think still something very important. Awesome. Now, we have gone through, almost come to at 11 right now. So before we reveal the age, which is we see whether we have a winner today. But Manfred, let's do
I'm doing my job.
Yeah, by the way, before Manfred does his job and to bring up the so-called the website of the week, what I want to quickly do a shout out here is that, the contest still running. What we are doing here is that you can guess how old is this dude. I'll guess here. And then the winner gets one session or one-to-one coaching with Vissva. So this is where you ask really in-depth question to get his advice on how to improvise your business process, your lead generation or lead nurturing process, and ultimately to help you increase your business bottom line, right? Which is you want to get bloody more sales from whatever it is, right? So type away your answers, and we're going to reveal the answer in a bit. But before that, let's bring up Manfred's website of the week.
Yeah, so Jason, help me share the grave tag into Facebook and YouTube. Okay, as usual, you need to do a lot of hashtag finding. So, say example, this is one tool that I discovered. So, what kind of hashtag are you looking for? Say example, maybe I follow the example down here and pick leather boots.
Antique.
So they have leather boots hashtag and antique leather, so and so forth, blah 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 blah. Okay. Then let's another fun part, analyze. So they need to send. Yeah, I thought I verified my email already.
Lead.
They want to lead.
Lead magnet lead magnet.
Okay, basically there's some fun part. So you can play around with this thing. This is quite fun. I find it quite interesting.
Oh, that's interesting.
Classic car, 1960. Classic car daily. They don't have the volume, but at least it gives you some idea.
It'll be valuable if you have the volume.
If you pay, then you obviously get a volume, I guess.
I don't think there's a pay version. I think it's a free tool.
Oh, it is a free tool.
I remember I was playing with Analyze. I can't
Maybe they have the Analyze lah.
Maybe.
Okay, maybe they have play with this tool.
Yep.
I mean,
Facebook
guys,
is
just go and play with it, man. I think, yeah,
Graph
you
Tech.
know, just Graph Tech. We have it over
.com.
here, right? I think it's already up. The GraphTech.com.
Yes. Correct.
GraphTech.com. All right. So quickly, just to bring it up, because I wanted to give a quick shout out again. You know, for those who want to connect with this. This is the link. I've already posted it on Facebook and YouTube. But in case you're watching the replay, I'm including the link over here. So the easier way is just go and Facebook and look for Vissva Alan. I think then you'll get him. That's the easiest way to do that, right? Now, over to you.
Okay.
Let's see whether we have a winner today. Drum rolls. We don't have a sound effect over here, right? It's like, how are you?
We do have one person. Yeah, I'm.
Who's that?
Stephanie.
Stephanie Wood.
Yay! Congratulations, Stephanie. He is that young, right? And are you available, by the way?
Yeah. Okay lah.
Yeah. Available. So, guys. Okay, Stephanie, please drop a message. Drop Vissva a message to claim your, the one-to-one session. Okay, wow. And congratulations, she's in already. She stayed until the end. Yay! Congratulations, Stephanie.
Congratulations.
Awesome. You're the winner. So today we have a winner. This is the first time we do giveaway. Crazy, right?
Hey, that's a good idea, man. I think when they come out, something like this.
So every guest must do a giveaway. That's cool.
You just raised the bar for the guests already.
Yeah, congratulations, Stephanie. Now, like I said, seriously, this is really one of a very awesome session that drive really deep, not just on the specific social network, where we talk about the whole business process from generating leads and the nurturing until the very end, which is, how do you actually get more sales? And we get so much golden nuggets from Vissva. Thank you so much for being here today. Now, any last advice or suggestions that you can offer to our audiences before we go? But by the way, our friend, not fair. What not fair? You put in the wrong age, then wrong lah. What not fair?
Fair, it's fair, my friend. Fair.
It's damn fair, okay? Okay. But thanks for participating. We have GY, Gamers Grow, and all that all participated, right?
Better luck next time.
Yeah, but you know what? I think let's either. It's good that these guys, they try it. So wait, there's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Just talk to all 4 of them lah. GY, the
that's good for you.
And Stephanie Wood. Yeah.
Wow. Hey.
Just these guys. GY, Stephanie Wood,
Gamers Grow,
James, and the Gamers Grow.
Yeah,
you guys just text me on Facebook, okay?
So first we have GY lah, of course. GY said 28, wrong. But anyway, you get one session. Then Gamers Grow, wrong, you get it. And David, wrong, but you get it. And this is the person who gets the right answer. Yay! So all of you gets a one-to-one. Awesome, right? See, I guess so kind.
Thank you. Thank you.
Before we wrap this.
Last words. I honestly think marketing is the foundation for any business. It starts there, right?
Yeah.
Business,
you cannot market, game over.
Because you give value and you get paid for it. So it's just really if you really want to be good at your business, you have to get the marketing and sales thing right. But if you want to be good at sales, you got to be good at marketing. So get that down. Get that part right, right? Make yourself seen, if you're hiding, no use. And when you communicate, right, when you type a message out, you write an ad out, you shoot a video out, talk about them. How can you help them out, right? That's it, it starts there. That's the basics. And then you can add on. You want to learn all this market sophistication and all this kind of stuff. No, just start base level first. Make yourself seen. Communicate with them how you can help them out. That's where it starts, right? And make it clear. You don't have to use fancy words, right? Simple. Tell people how you can help them out. Make yourself seen. That's it. You get that part right. You pretty much nail everything.
Half of the battle is won.
Awesome.
Yeah, half of the battle is won already.
Yep.
Cool. So just get started, right, guys?
Yeah, just start.
I interrupt a bit. So just now I managed to enter the email. If Jason don't mind, share back that screen. The analyze part actually you really do see. I put in a hashtag vintage. You do see number of postings, likes and comments.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Wow. So this is quite fun. 1 out of 20 I use up already. So you can just throw it.
So you have a limitation.
I think there's a limit.
I guess it's a paid
It's
one.
free, what? So no harm trying out, lah.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you so much, Manfred, and thank you, Vissva, for being here with us today. And I believe our guests, our audience, gets awesome value from your sharing. And we wish you all the best for this is 24. You're so young. You're gonna be like the next Tony Fernandez. I don't know. Just do whatever it is and do awesome thing for the world. It's all good. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for
guys. Thank
joining
you for
us.
Bro,
Yep.
stay back. We're going to discuss, chat a bit in the backstage.
Boleh.
Okay,
Alright.
okay, guys. If you are watching this up to now, thank you so much for staying with us. And remember, this is what we do over on every Wednesday night. Today, I remember when is that? It's every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. We have this Three Marketer show. Next week, we have who? Anyway, we're gonna have someone. Definitely someone. Who? By the way.
I just want to add on.
Yes.
I mean, I got to do my lead gen part this is only people who stay all the way up to the end are going to find out about this. For the live guys, 1 hour. But after this, anybody, no matter how many years down the road you listen to this, I'll give you 15 minutes. Okay, just text me on my Facebook page. 15 minutes. Okay.
Okay. Let me get this now. Even if you watch up to now, even you're watching the replay, not live, you will still get 15 minutes of one-to-one session with Vissva. So talk to him. Let me bring this up again. You have 15 minutes. So talk to this guy. This is the link that you go and find him and all that. And basically everyone, even if you're watching now, please, everybody is eligible now. You see, like even we see when parts just come in. Anyone who is still on here, if you listen to this, talk to him. You got 15 minutes.
So next time, make it a habit to scroll all the way to the end to check out for any.
So Jason, when you post this replay up, don't tell them the secret, right? It's
definitely we won't. It's gonna be like quiet. So everyone, whether you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere on YouTube, Facebook, you got these 15 minutes with Vissva. So go ahead and talk to him. All right. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Viss. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome.
And I'll see you next week. This is the Three Marketer Show. I'm Jason, Manfred, Andrew, and Vissva today. See you next week. Bye. Good night.
Cheers.